I love using credit cards to earn points, miles, and cashback in order to get extra value out of my spending in the form of free 5-star vacations and just generally free stuff. But many of these credit cards, especially the higher tier ones, cost a lot of money in annual fees. And from time to time, you do need to trim your portfolio. Now, I looked at all my annual fees across all of my cards recently, and I worked out that I am spending $2,170 a year on annual fees. Now that is quite a lot, so you do really need to be sure that you are getting value out of those cards. Now, most of my cards I do get good value out of, but there is one that I got about a year ago that delivered really positive value in the first year because of the massive bonus I got for signing up. But other than the bonus, the benefits of the card that I was able to use didn't give me much value, and thus in the second year I predict that I will be at a loss. And in this video, I'm gonna go through it all. Hey credit warriors, welcome to the show. My name is Ben Hedges, aka the Credit Shifu. I upload videos on credit cards and personal finance topics almost every day. So if you're new and like the sound of that, do subscribe. It's free, and we are all about providing you with positive value on this channel. So I currently have 2 American Express Platinum cards. One is the personal Platinum, Charles Schwab version, and the other, Charles Schwab, whatever. Okay, Charles Schwab version. And the other is the Business Platinum. Now, both of these cards have a $695 annual fee, which is massive, and it kind of breaks my rule about only having one, what I call tier 4 or premium credit card per person. It usually isn't worth it to have 2 or more, since there's so much crossover in the benefits like airport lounge access, hotel statuses, etc. There may be some situations where it is worth it, like if one card is a transferable points card and the other one is a hotel or airline card and you're someone who travels a lot on that airline or staying at that hotel, but for most people it just doesn't make sense. So the one out of these 2 that is on the chopping block is going to be the Business Platinum. Now let's first look at the first year value I got from the card, and then I'm going to show you how much less value I'm estimating to be getting out of the card in my second year. So in my first year, I got a targeted mail offer for 150,000 points for spending $15,000 in my first 3 months. I used the card to pay my taxes of $21,000, and this cost me a fee of about 2%, which would be $420. But I triggered the 150 points bonus worth $3,000 or so if we value the points at 2 cents per point. Since the card also earns 1.5 points per dollar on purchases over $5,000, I got over 32,000 points for that purchase as well, which has a value of $640 or so at 2 cents per point. Then I used $94 worth of the airline incidental fee credit on my trip to Hawaii on Delta. This was for checked bags and some food on board. You can see all these small charges add up to $94. Then I used $351 worth of the $400 Dell credit on buying 2 hard drives. One was $156, you can see the refund here, and the other $194. And actually, since that is $200 every 6 months by calendar year, I could have got $600 in my first card member year, but I actually forgot about this credit when I first signed up for the card, and July rolled around and it reset. And with these credits, if you don't use them, you lose them. We then deduct the money I paid in fees for my tax payment and the annual fee of $695, and we get $2,970 in positive value I got out of the card in my first year of membership. So that's really great positive value. But let's now move on to show you how different it is going to be in my second year of membership. But first, almost half of Americans now need credit cards to cover living expenses. Half. JP Morgan's leading stock strategist predicts by this summer only the top 1% of Americans will be better off financially than they were pre-pandemic. And with borrowing costs higher than ever, it's imperative to make your money work for you. Traditional investments like stocks and real estate can be volatile in climates like these, which is why savvy investors have been allocating to alternative assets like fine art. Because while the world's biggest banks were reporting their lowest profits in years, Sotheby's art sales numbers were virtually unchanged from 2022. They sold about $8 billion worth of art and even reported an increase in private sales. Because it's not just old billionaire bankers investing in art anymore. Thousands of savvy investors have already done it from the comfort of their own homes, thanks to our sponsors at Masterworks. With Masterworks, you don't need high-powered market connections or even an art degree. Any investing involves risk, including loss of principal. But every painting that Masterworks has sold to date has delivered a positive return to investors. They've been pulling in net returns like 14.6%, 17.8%, 21.5%, and even more, which is why over 900,000 people have signed up so far. They've got legendary artists like Banksy and Picasso, and regular offerings like those have sold out in minutes. Now, there is a waitlist to sign up, but my viewers can skip that waitlist and get started today using the special affiliate link in the description. All right, let's now look at what I project on the Amex Business Platinum for year 2. Since there's no welcome bonus, obviously we won't get that huge number of points, but it also makes it not cost effective to pay my taxes with the card, since let's say I owed $21,000 again, sure, I could earn another 32,000 points, but that would cost me $420 in fees. If we value the 32,000 points at 2 cents per point, so $640, we lose $420 in fees, so that takes us to $220 in value. I'd rather put that spend on the Hilton Honors Surpass card, trigger the annual free night for spending over $15,000, which I value at least $700, and then on top of that, earn 63,000 Hilton points, which at 0.5 cents per point would be valued at $315. So a total of $1,015 minus the $420 fee is $595 in positive value. For taxes, you need a card that has some sort of bonus triggered by high spend to make it worth it, whether that is a welcome bonus for a new card or a bonus you can get every year on an older card like a hotel free night. So we have no value from the bonus. Then what about the other credits? Well, in my first year, the only credits I got value out of were the Dell credit and the airline credit. And the airline credit, I only used half of it. Even if I maxed out both of those credits in my second year, that's only going to be $600 in value when the annual fee is $695. So I'm down $95. But to be honest, I have no trips planned right now, so I probably won't use the airline credit. Often, even if I go on a trip, I may not use it if I have a business class ticket, since I get everything included. There's nothing to use it on. Then as for the other credits on the Business Platinum, there's nothing usable for me either. The Adobe credit I thought would be useful since I use Adobe Premiere to edit my videos, but it turns out it's only a very specific business plan with Adobe that you can get credited $150 a year back for. Then you have the Indeed credit, that's $360 a year, and that's only going to be useful for companies regularly using Indeed.com to hire new employees. I don't need that. I have one employee, apart from myself, and I found him through networking, not a job site, and he does a really great job. Well, I'm saying that just because he's editing this video. No, I'm joking. He really does do a great job. So I don't think I need to hire anyone else anytime soon, and thus that credit is useless. Then we have the $120 per year wireless credit. And for this one, it also seems to be useless to me. My phone plan is through Google Fi. I find it really useful because it works in any country, unlimited calls and data, but sadly, it doesn't seem to code correctly to trigger the credit. I don't really do any spending on this card apart from that Google Fi payment each month, since apart from the 1.5x on purchases over $5,000, which I don't do very often, and business purchases, the card earns the exact same points as the personal platinum, okay? 1 point per dollar on everything and 5x on airlines and prepaid hotels through Amex Travel. And if it was something that I could get 1.5 points per dollar on with this card, like a purchase over $5,000 or those purchases in certain business categories, I could still just use the Chase Ink Unlimited, which is 1.5 points per dollar on everything, and it has some of the same transfer partners as this card anyway. The other benefits like Priority Pass, Centurion Lounges, the Clear Credit, Marriott Gold, Hilton Gold, etc., I already have from the personal platinum card. So I really would just be getting about $600 a year back before you factor in the annual fee. And even that is debatable. Do I really need 2 hard drives a year? I might not need that many. Maybe I only need 1, or maybe I won't use the airline credit. So I am certain that when you factor in the annual fee, this card will be costing me more money than it makes in year 2. The only thing that is a little bit of a shame to lose is the 35% back on airline redemptions benefit. Now, I never actually used this because I didn't really understand how it worked at the time, but basically if you book a flight that costs 100,000 points in the travel portal, which normally that's only going to be good for economy flights, all right? If it's business class, it's going to make more sense to transfer the points out. But anyway, if you book a flight that costs 100,000 points, normally you're getting 1 cent per point, so it'd be a $1,000 flight. You'll be getting 35,000 points back to use on your next redemption. That would be a value of at least $350, maybe as much as $700 back if you can go on and later redeem those points through transfer partners. So a little sad to use that benefit, but like I said, I never actually used it anyway, so maybe not a big deal. Now we get the impression that there will be some updates to the Business Platinum this year, especially as they added end dates to the Adobe credit, the Dell credit, and the Indeed credit. The 3 credits that I don't like, indicating that they may get replaced with something else by the end of the year. You can check out my video on that. It looks like this. But that is too long for me to wait. I don't want to spend $695 just to wait and find out if there is something useful coming. So I will be canceling this card before the annual fee hits in March. Let me know what you think and if you have managed to get value out of the Business Platinum in the comments. Also, don't forget to skip the waitlist and start investing in artworks like the billionaires do with our partner Masterworks. Link is below. Please subscribe if you're new, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.